And we're live.
But it's I watch Dateline. I used to watch How to Catch a Predator all the time. Like I used to always watch that show. I found it like just what the fuck do these people do to get to this place? So I've thought exactly what he's talking about many times. As soon as a guy shows up, I look at them and I'm like, how did you end up here? And a lot of times I come to that. You're just like a gigantic, loser, or you didn't have a child or whatever, or maybe you had some sort of abuse, but you didn't get to do it normally. So you want to take a shot at it now, or whatever it is. It is taking it ultimately, no matter what, it just comes out of taking advantage of a child.
You know, we had him on the show, Chris Hansen. It was interesting talking to him about, some of those fucking weirdos that showed up at the houses. That was one of my favorite shows. It's because, not necessarily because of the subject matter, but just because of what you're seeing. Like when you really boil it down, you're seeing someone's life end. It's almost like watching a public execution.
It's like watching a bus crash, like something like that, where you really are. You don't feel bad for them because they're pedophiles, but like you can see in their eyes.
No, I do. Even though they're pedophiles, like because I think some of them aren't pedophiles. I think some of them, and I think that when you call someone pedophile,
some of them don't want to be
should mean it. Like they should
pedophiles.
be the literal definition of a pedophile. I think that some of those men were sort of duped and manipulated into showing up there by a picture of a girl who is literally not underage, right? Like they're showing them a picture of a girl who's not underage, and he's talking on the phone with a girl who's not underage. She's as much as she's pretending to be, she's a woman. She's a grown woman. They just the only thing that makes them a pedophile, the thing that makes it illegal
is that they want to fuck children.
No, God damn it, is that when he asks how old are you, they write a certain number. But the picture of the person they're coming to meet is not underage. True. And the voice of the person they're coming to meet is also not underage.
But generally, at least if I'm understanding the show kind of archetype, is none of the voice stuff happens at all until they've done the little chat. So like usually they'll like show the chat logs and describe it, and they don't get into all of it. And so it'll be like, hey, have you ever seen a man get hard before? And they'll be like, no, ew, gross.
Look, there are pedophiles there. I'm not saying there are no pedophiles.
Do you want to see it? And then like,
so Taylor's right, and Kyle said he feels a little sympathy for him. I do too, but it's from a different place. I almost universally they're like, this isn't me, or this isn't who I wish I was anyway. Like I regret this, and like they had a moment of weakness where they're literally pedophiles. So you like lock them up, I guess, right? But it was also just like one fuck up, perhaps.
It would have never happened had there not been a bait girl out there like flirting with them at 15 years old, sending them pictures. Like
I want to know where they were though, right? Like it's not like, dude, I was watching Netflix and a bait girl came on and had me call her. And was he on the a hot14yearolds.com when he bumped into a bait girl?
Probably, to be fair.
I always think about that too in itself. Like when it gets to this point, I look at it and I'm like what kind of adult person in this year or is on a chat room, like on like a Yahoo chat room? Like if you know that like half the people on this chat room are police.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like what's like
really rolling the dice out there, but
it's all just feds. No, there's like 3 pedophiles and 3 dozen feds just waiting for them.
I did hear that there was like certain aspects, like when they first did the show, they would have people that got off because they with no charges. I mean, they would because they would come in and be like, I said I was 35. I'm actually 37. That person, I said my name is Matt. That's not really my name. This was all role playing, and I was never going to do a thing. So even though I said I was going to come and I was going to have sex with them, I wasn't, because my name's not even Matt and I'm not even 37. And so what they did was they started basing the show in states where they were more strict against the person caught. And they also started using tactics like bringing in a specific order. like bringing in a box of condoms and bringing in like a sixer of Mike's Hard Lemonade, because then it's like, you're right, your name isn't Matt and you aren't 37, but you did say you would bring condoms to fuck with, and now you have condoms, and you did say that you were going to drink, and so you brought alcohol, so we're also going to get you with the alcohol charge with the kid. And they started getting more complex, like specific orders at McDonald's, like specific orders and options on the burger, so that when they came, they had to fight against everything. And you sometimes realize, like, for like investigative work or police detective work or just police work, like you always have that onus to prove it. And it just was interesting.
You asked for extra pickles, bitch. Clearly, I was not intending to fuck you. No pickles on this burger at all.
Imagine being saved by a minimum wage incompetent because you're on your way to one of these guys on their way to rape someone. It's like, and I see, go ahead and open the bag for us. It's got a large fry and fish fillet. Is that what you have? It's a McDouble. It's a McDouble. Down the street waving a flag. You'll see me. You'll never see me. But another thing with that was, like, the first season, they didn't have any legal ground or help from
any cops there.
Authority. And so, like, in the later seasons, it'll be like, no need to run. There's police posted outside every exit point. In season 1, it was like, we caught you. You were about to rape someone. The guy just be like, yeah, I bet he's pretty embarrassed, isn't he? You let him. He's halfway down the lane. You're just gonna let him
gone.
Yeah. One of the craziest episodes I saw of that, one of the craziest guests was a guy came in and they walked out and they were like, all right, have a seat. And he was like, nah, he's like, I know what this is. I wasn't even coming to do what you think I was going to do. And they're like, yeah, sure, buddy. We got the chat logs. He was like, nah. He's like, check out my car on the front seat. And on the front seat of his car, he had put like a letter specifically being like, I am coming to this house to inform the parents that the child, and it was like an alibi pre-written out to say his intent was not his intent. I don't know what happened with it, but there's a police word for it, for what he did. But he came in and he had it being like, I'm coming. And like, so when I think about that, like you say smart, and like what I really think is like, that's a nefarious person. That's like a fucked up person to go like, here's how I'm going to do it. And here's how I'm going to pre-plan getting away with it. And like, I don't know if it makes it harder to charge that person, but I'm like, that's the type of human that you got to be scared of. That's the one that fucks someone over.
It's like really smart and insidious.
I like that guy.
He's a trip. He's as impressive as Hitler in some respects.
Yes.
You know what?
Don't get carried away.
Bump him in with them.
No one is quite as impressive.
Yeah.
Let's
the move, like if he walked in there with just a copy of, I'm sure Chris Hansen has a book, and like immediately started like acting like
I want to sign it,
like, and he immediately pivoted from pedophile to Chris Hansen stalker, and basically admitting to be a Chris Hansen stalker, basically on his own, ticking down the importance of the charge. That would probably be the thing where like, and then the police have to come in and they're trying to pull you off of Chris Hansen.
That would not work at all.
Smell him. Great way to get.
What if as soon as the girl greets him, like, "Hey, I'm Jessica. Welcome."
Where's Chris?
Where's Chris at? I want his meaty cock.
Chris comes out and you just pull your trench coat off and you just have a tattoo. I'm here to fuck Chris Hansen.